Now, what in the hell is going on today? What's going on, y'all? I was checking out my stories, as I do when I get home. And shit has hit the fan at this point with this shit, right? Because now Kenny Lee is firing back at Durrell aggressively. Now, I thought Kenny Lee was going to leave well enough alone. I thought he had had enough. I didn't expect Kenny Lee to come back like this. Now, I want to be the first to admit I agitated this. And I'm going to take full responsibility for it. You know, I didn't influence Durrell to do what he do or do what he did. You know, I just went along with the flow. But at this point, I think it's time to stop the violence, right? Because this is just gonna keep going on. It's gonna get dirtier and dirtier. It's time to, now, I don't know. Now, y'all tell me in the comments, is this entertainment to y'all? Because if this is entertainment for y'all, then by all means, let the games continue. But this is getting dirty. You know, I see on Kenny Lee's story where he's posted pictures of Durrell's family at this point. Now, I'm not going to defend Durrell and try to bash Kenny Lee. Now, neither one was necessarily right. Now, Durrell felt like he had to do what he did, and Kenny Lee's responding to feel like he got to do what he's doing. My thing is, Kenny Lee ain't really addressing everybody. He's kind of picking and choosing here because you got Tommy and Messy Doll who are actively trying to get some beans and some diamonds or whatever the hell they got going on Big O, you know, as well as cash apps off this situation. So why is he kind of like picking and choosing? True enough, Durrell came at him first, you know, but Messy Doll and them ain't really have a dog in the fight, and they kind of, you know, are oblivious to Kenny Lee's attacks. Now what's going on there? You know, these are people who played in your face, you know, less than 24 hours after Durrell said what he said. Again, I'm not trying to justify anything that Durrell said or put out there because, you know, that wasn't cool. Even Durrell know, you know, that's not really him. He tries not to do stuff like that, you know, but Kenny Lee is kind of picking and choosing here. You know, if you gon' drop the hammer, you're supposed to drop the hammer on everybody, not just, you know, Durrell or keep trying to, you know, egg on Angela and stuff like that because, you know, I mean, just be fair. Be fair. My thing is be fair if you're gonna do it. But my message was just to, I think this just need to die down. I'm not kind of like feeling this as entertainment no more. It was kind of funny at first. Like I said, I egged it on at the beginning. I instigated it. You know what I'm saying? As I'm known to do. You know, that's kind of my role, as y'all probably know by now. But at this point, I think it's going too far when I click on and I can see children. You're bringing children into this, you know, you're bringing spouses into this, you know, and it's gonna get messier if it continue. It could even get to a point where things become, you know, whatever, physical, whatever. I don't know if they would actually fight. I doubt it, but things can definitely escalate from here. Where they may go, I don't know. But I think these two grown men who were once upon a time, not too long ago, friends, on some level. And like I said, this isn't a diss against Kenny Lee. This isn't a diss against Durrell, but I think it's time to kind of put this in the past. Let's leave this in last week, because at some point the messiness is just, it's too much. It's too much. Now people's lives are becoming involved. Now somebody inboxed me or DM me about Durrell's job. Kenny Lee is posting things about some type of certification that Durrell got. I mean, like, where does this stop? What's the end game to this? That's always my thing. I'm always like looking into the future, like, okay, now what? It's a back and forth. It's gonna get messy. You got real live friends involved in this, with Kenny and Angela. This isn't just internet stuff anymore. Like, this is getting too deep. Can we get back to the lives where, people are genuinely entertaining, because, this is cool, but, this is just getting a little too dirty. It's getting a little too dirty. Like, y'all should have a conversation offline. Nobody needs to hear it. Nobody needs to hear it. If that's what y'all need to do to settle this, to call an end to this, because it's probably not Kenny Lee and Durrell who's fueling this. It's these messy people in their DMs sending them these things. Kenny Lee doesn't have time to be searching this shit up. He's too lazy to. Kenny Lee isn't going to search anything up but the latest cheeseburger. I already know this, so people are sending him this stuff. Just like Durrell admitted, people sent him this information. He didn't go searching for this information. So people need to really stop fueling this and egging this on even more, because at this point, it's getting dirty and it's over personal. It's not getting personal. It's over personal. Everybody like a little mess, including myself. I've been bringing y'all the messiest shit I could find from the most retarded people on the internet, for a couple years now. But it's a line that needs to be drawn in the sand. At some point, we got to step back and say, wait a minute, we are adults here. That's why I don't post information, personal information, addresses, phone numbers, job stuffs. That's taking it too far, and you got people in the audience who will eat this up and will ride this out as dirty and as messy as it'll get. But I think at some point somebody gotta be the bigger person and just stop this. This is a back and forth it's starting to get childish, and that's no disrespect to nobody involved, but it's getting childish at this point. It should have kind of been left where it was. I understand Kenny Lee needed to respond, but okay, now it's Thursday. It's Thursday now. For all intents and purposes, it's Thursday. And this is still going on strong. Kenny Lee probably gonna jump on live here soon in his basement over on the side where the studio is, and he's gonna do a show. Now, what is Kenny Lee gonna say? What is he gonna do? You got to get something. At some point, this needs to stop. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to point fingers. I'm not, blaming anybody in particular. It takes two to tango. But at some point, this needs to stop. That's all I'm going to say. Now you got outside people jumping in it. You got, like I said, Messy Doll and Tommy. They didn't have a dog in the fight. They still don't have a dog in the fight. Then you got Abby and Judge. Abby and Judge. It's like, what the hell is going on? it's getting too much. It's getting too much. It was funny at first. It was cool at first, but and my thing is I'm not going to dig up shit about anybody. Because there's nothing that you can say about me on the internet. Even if someone was to find something, it's nothing that you can say about me that really will offend me, because this is all entertainment, and it's just it's going too far. It's going too far at this point, people. So I think we need to back up off of this, It's not gonna go anywhere positive. We need to backtrack and try to see if we can get these two to maybe repair the relationship. We've done a great job at, making them enemies. But I think maybe, take some steps at, trying to get them to shut this down. If it's nothing but stop entertaining it, and I'm being real right now, Kenny Lee is one of my favorites. He's been one of my favorites since I discovered him. I can't say that I blame Kenny Lee. Kenny Lee got a lot of people going against him right now, so Kenny Lee he's coming out firing. He's coming out firing. Durrell, I like Durrell. Durrell's a cool person. Durrell, he's a Scorpio, so he automatically kind of get my vote, but, I think they need to have a conversation. They need to have a conversation and leave this alone. Neither one of them is making money off of this. They just getting their personal business dragged, into the public. And it's being, distributed amongst strangers, personal business, kids, certificates. I seen Kenny Lee mama today on the picture. Like somebody, like I should not be seeing people's mamas and kids and stuff like that. So, those are people who didn't ask to be in the spotlight. We need to back up. We kind of need to back up off of this a little bit, though. It's a such thing as too much. And I think that's where they're going from there. So, I don't know. Durrell, I guess it's Durrell's turn. I missed some lives earlier. I was at work. I missed a lot of stuff. I seen Durrell had went live. I didn't see anything that he said. I don't know if that was a response to what Kenny Lee put out. I don't know if Durrell plans on coming out with the rest of his information that he had on Kenny Lee. I don't know. I want both of these guys to step back and realize that, this is bigger than them now. When you got people's being thrown in the fray, it's bigger than them. So it's time to, it's time to be the bigger person. One of them got to be the bigger person. Kenny is obviously the bigger person physically, but we need somebody to be the bigger person here and leave this alone. I don't want to hear about nobody else's. I don't want to see any more of Kenny Lee's fat relatives. I don't want to see Durrell's kids. I don't want to hear about whatever Kenny Lee plans on saying about Angela. I don't want to hear any. I don't want to see any more about Tommy's whoever. I don't want to see any of that. Make me laugh, entertain me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Perhaps I'm wrong. But just wanted to come in, touch bases with y'all. This is just it's getting a little out of hand here. And Durrell in Arkansas, Kenny down the road in Memphis. I'm sure, Durrell knows some heavy hitters, and Kenny maybe knows some heavy hitters. Maybe Durrell got Kenny's address. Maybe Kenny got Durrell's address. I'm just saying, this can escalate. This can escalate. Now, he and Kiki right now, but it would be not funny if this was taken to another level, and it's possible. It's possible. So, y'all jump in people DMs with all of the mess and stuff. Jump in one of them men's DMs and tell them, chill with it. Enough is enough. I'm going to do the same myself. I'm going to jump in both of their DMs and I'm going to try. I wish I could get them on this live right now and have them in this, but it's not going to happen, So all I can do is, try to send words of peace, because I'm an agitator. I'm a natural born agitator. I don't even have to try to be an agitator. But the opposite of that, I'm also a diplomat, and I can bring people together, and so that would be what I would like to do. Sometimes we build all this up for the drama, but sometimes we got to put it all back together again. So that's all I'm saying. I hope don't nobody else get in this. Leave this alone. Leave this situation alone. Let it die out. It was entertaining, but it's going to get very, 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 very personal here soon. Very personal. Because somebody is digging. I don't know where they getting these pictures from. I'm looking at these pictures wondering how are you getting these pictures? Did you are these out of someone's photo album? You remember them old photo albums your grandmother had and shit? Them old ones you used to be able to get at Woolworth and shit like that. Like, these look like pictures out of photo albums. Where are y'all? Who is doing that much digging that they are coming up with these pictures? That's too much time on a person's hands for me, And so I just want y'all, if y'all listening, if somebody's screen recording this, Durrell and Kenny, I need y'all to cool this off, man. Leave this alone. Leave this alone. Let the last shot taken be the last shot thrown. All right, man, I'm up out of here.